Tensions between the United States and China have escalated dramatically following former President Donald Trump's announcement of a new round of tariffs on Chinese goods. Speaking at a campaign event on April 14, 2025, Trump declared his intention to impose a 60% tariff on all imports from China if he is re-elected in 2028. This aggressive move marks a significant escalation in the ongoing trade war between the world's two largest economies. Trump has long accused China of unfair trade practices, intellectual property theft, and currency manipulation. He argues that these tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs and businesses. The proposed tariffs would have sweeping implications for businesses and consumers alike. Virtually every sector of the U.S. economy relies on Chinese imports to some degree. From electronics and clothing to machinery and raw materials, the tariffs would impact a wide range of goods. This latest move comes after a series of tit-for-tat tariff increases between the two countries in recent years. In early April 2025, Trump imposed a 145% tariff on a range of Chinese products. China retaliated swiftly, raising tariffs on U.S. imports to 125%. China wasted no time in condemning Trump's proposed tariffs. The Chinese Ministry of Commerce issued a strongly worded statement labeling the move economic bullying and a violation of international trade rules. Chinese officials warned that they would take all necessary measures to safeguard their interests. They hinted at potential retaliatory tariffs targeting key U.S. exports, such as agricultural products and technology. Chinese President Xi Jinping has also spoken out against the escalating trade war. In a recent speech, Xi emphasized that China is not afraid of a trade war, and called on the international community to oppose U.S. bullying. The Chinese government argues that Trump's tariffs are harmful to both countries and the global economy. They maintain that dialogue and cooperation are the only way to resolve trade disputes. The announcement of Trump's proposed tariffs sent shockwaves through global financial markets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged over 1,000 points in the hours following the news. Investors are clearly concerned about the potential for a full-blown trade war between the U.S. and China. Such a conflict would disrupt global supply chains, increase prices for consumers, and dampen economic growth worldwide. The U.S. dollar also weakened against major currencies, including the euro, as investors sought safe haven assets. Gold, a traditional safe haven during times of uncertainty, surged to record highs. Economists and trade experts have warned that Trump's tariffs could have severe consequences for both the U.S. and global economies. They predict that the tariffs will lead to higher prices for consumers, particularly on everyday goods like clothing, electronics, and food. Furthermore, businesses that rely on Chinese imports will face higher costs, which could lead to job losses and slower economic growth. The tariffs are also expected to disrupt global supply chains, as companies scramble to find alternative sources for their products. Some experts fear that the trade war could escalate into a currency war, with both countries devaluing their currencies in an attempt to make their exports more competitive. This would further destabilize the global economy. The future of U.S.-China trade relations remains highly uncertain. While both sides have signaled a willingness to negotiate, it remains to be seen whether they can find common ground. Trump has shown a willingness to use tariffs as a bargaining chip, and he may be betting that China will eventually back down in the face of economic pressure. However, China has shown no signs of capitulating, and they appear prepared to weather a protracted trade war. The stakes are high for both countries, and for the global economy as a whole. A full-blown trade war would have devastating consequences, potentially leading to a global recession. For everyday people, the trade war translates into higher prices, fewer job opportunities, and a sense of uncertainty about the future. As the trade war drags on, the question remains, who will blink first?